Went to Everton. Difficult place to go because, surprise, surprise, we're shit again. Time was when we won at Goodison every year, but nowadays we're about as likely to get a point as I am to make a video about a trip to Liverpool without mentioning hubcaps, unemployment, and that episode of Brookie where Terry and Barry joined a cult and blew a house up. Meet Tim at the station where we pay an arm and a leg for train tickets. The game kicks off at 5:30 and the last train home leaves last Thursday, so it looks like we're staying in Liverpool. Luckily Tim's come prepared with one pair of socks with the day of the week written on the side, which he makes me carry because he's recently seen the help and he thought it had some good ideas. Tim picks up a load of Marks & Spencer's lager, which he graciously offers to carry himself, and we board the train and settle down to read the latest about Mario Balotelli, the car-crashing, dart-throwing, tramp-loving arsehole. The train takes ages, and I try and time my in-transit dump so it ends up on the platform at Crewe. We arrive at Lime Street, and Tim makes a beeline for the Ken Dodd statue. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Luke Chambers got an orangutan pregnant? Yeah, look a bit like that. We get a taxi to the hotel, which is a bit of a trek because it's located somewhere in the 19th century. It's not a bad place. There's a quality horse picture on the wall, there's free water in the rooms, and there's even a flat screen telly. Oh, no, actually my mistake. Tim finds a copy of the Bible and quickly finds the passages we're going to need if Harry picks Nico Cranchar again. Head back into town, and oh look, there's a giant neon polar bear on top of that building. Of course there is. And that's the thing about Liverpool, it's all so random. Every taxi driver's a comedian, every bus driver takes the piss out of you when you ask where the bus is going, even though that's a legitimate question. And in the city centre, there's more people pissing themselves laughing at any one time than any other city I've been to. We head to the pub by the Cultural Quarter. You can tell it's the Cultural Quarter because there's a smashed bottle of Lambrini on the floor. Tim climbs on top of a statue of Michelangelo, which is about the worst likeness of a big green ninja turtle I've ever seen. And we head into a museum which has loads of naked sculptures, which are rubbish, except this really realistic looking one of a phone. Meet Trunk and Charlotte in the pub, get a taxi to Goodison, and spend the whole journey doing an impression of that Scouse bloke from Football Factory who's got a mate called Stanley. There's just enough time for a pie, a pint, and a cheeky bet. God, Goodison Park is old. There are massive pillars holding the stand up. The seats are made out of wood or asbestos or dinosaur shit or something. The players come out and I almost don't notice the fact that the bloke who looks like Pavlyuchenko is sitting behind us, or that someone has written this messed up shit on the scoreboard. Which is kind of how I feel about my Uncle Les. The game kicks off and Harry's decided to stop the rot by playing the midfield so deep they're having to dodge traffic on the M57. And Bale is playing on the right wing again, which is a bit like trying to enjoy a delicious gourmet meal by putting it up your arse. We try a few hooky corners, and Kabul gets left for dead on an attack that leads to a shot that takes ages to go in. We just can't seem to get anything going, and it's half-time and I just sit there in a mood. The half-time entertainment is rubbish. It's the Everton juniors team, but they don't make them do anything. No penalty contests, no human pyramids, no jumping through hoops of fire, just a bit of waving. The second half starts and we're much better. Defoe goes close and we keep getting corner after corner, which is a shame because we're more likely to score from a bloody goal kick. Adebayo gets subbed off and runs off so slowly that by the time he's made the touchline he's earned 14 grand. We have a goal disallowed, Saha hits the post, and we just know we're not going to get a point. Fuck. The game ends and we walk miles back to the city centre in silence across ring roads and through estates where there are groups of 10 kids following one bloke on a bike. We have a couple of drinks and then wander into a place in a shopping centre that looks like a strip club, but it turns out to be a buffet where you can have food from every country in the world, where it's happy hour for days at a time, and where the seafood is whoa, hello. It's one of those days where things have gone so badly that our standards have plummeted and everything seems funny. Like this napkin. Red napkin. Harry Red Napkin. Oh, you had to be there. 2 weeks ago we were challenging for the league. Now we're probably going to miss out on the Europa. If only there was a playground-based metaphor that somehow summed this situation up. We're back on the shelf and there's a player down, and we know it's serious straight away because the way he's bent over, and because they bring on a stretcher and they don't put him on it. And there's more and more people on the pitch, and some of the players are covering their faces, and they're pushing on his chest, and people in the stands are gasping, and someone near me is crying. And we don't know what to do because we're 35,000 people standing there watching a man die, and all we can think of is to sing his name and cheer on the medical team as they try again, and encourage them to keep going and plead with him to live. And somehow, he does. And you'd think that something like this would put everything into perspective and remind you it's just a game, but it doesn't. Football seems more important than ever because this game and these players change our lives every week. It's not just swings and roundabouts. It's much more important than that.